Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Alejandra Boker here. In this video, we're going to talk about why not to read the nutrition facts label. And a lot of you might be wondering, why would a dietitian ever recommend for me not to read the nutrition facts label? Well, I have my reasons, and hopefully by the end of today's video, you'll have a better idea as to why. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over 3 items: yogurt, cereal, and bread, and we're going to compare 2 different brands. Not only looking at the nutrition facts label, but another important component that I think will be even more useful to you as far as making sure that you pick good options at the grocery store. So let's go ahead and get started with the first item, which is yogurt. Now here we have the brand Yoplait. This is the light blueberry patch. I already see the Weight Watchers icon there at the bottom. Indicates that this might be a good product to choose or consume. And so the first thing that I will always do before I even look into the nutrition facts label is go straight to the ingredient list. And so as you can see here, this specific product has cultured pasteurized grade A non-fat milk, blueberries, modified cornstarch, sugar, kosher gelatin, natural flavor, tricalcium phosphate, citric acid, aspartame potassium, sorbate added to maintain freshness, acesulfame potassium, red number 40, vitamin A acetate, blue number 1, and vitamin D3. Wow, that is a very long list. I think I counted 15 different ingredients just to make yogurt. So right off the bat, that to me, a long list of ingredients is a red flag. Not only that, but a lot of these items look like things that you make at a lab. You can't really purchase them at the grocery store, like tricalcium phosphate, citric acid, aspartate potassium, aspartame, then potassium sorbate. So a lot of these things, why are we consuming them, right? That's the question mark. Now, if we look at the nutrition facts label, if we consume this specific container, it has 6 ounces, we would be consuming 90 calories, 0 grams of fat, less than 5 milligrams of cholesterol, 80 milligrams of sodium, 16 grams of total carbohydrate, and then 5 grams of protein. So if we were to just look at the nutrition facts label, this is probably not a bad item, right? It's lower in calorie, it doesn't have fat, so of course we're gonna go for it. But let's not forget that the nutrition facts label doesn't tell you the whole story. Always look at the ingredient list first. So if we compare it to this specific brand of yogurt, Chobani, this is their Greek yogurt and it's made out of whole milk and it's plain, so no flavoring to it. The ingredient list is just cultured milk. 1 ingredient versus 15. Okay, so what does that tell you? That says that the longer the list, the more stuff, right, they're going to add to it. So a lot of that stuff we should probably not be consuming. And it's not 100% of the time, but I would say 99% of the time, if the list is super long, we should probably not be consuming that specific product. And then on top of the cultured milk, they're also adding 6 live and active cultures. This is the bacteria, the probiotics that they add for digestive health. Now, if we look at the nutrition facts label, again, the serving size is the same as the other one. It's 3/4 of a cup or 6 ounces. And in this case, we would be consuming 170 calories, 9 grams of fat, 7 grams of total carbohydrate, which is lower than the last one, and then 16 grams of protein. So it's higher in calorie, higher in protein, and then higher in fat, but it's also lower in carbohydrate. So different nutrition-wise, and definitely different as far as the ingredients are concerned. So if I were to recommend a product to a patient or a client, I would definitely go for this one versus the Yoplait brand. So now we move on to the cereal category. Now, in this case, I did not include the nutrition facts label, which is fine, because I did want to point your attention specifically to the ingredient list. Now, here we have the Kellogg's Special K, and it says Nourish on the front. Now, when I think of nourish, the first thing that comes to mind is that it's going to provide me with the nutrients that my body needs in order to function properly. Okay, so let's take a look. So here I have whole grain wheat, rice, sugar, whole grain oats, apples, almonds, quinoa flour, corn syrup. Contains 2% or less of oat bran, whole wheat flour, freeze-dried raspberries, rice flour, wheat bran, and the list goes on. So very similar to the Yoplait yogurt in the sense that it has a very long list of ingredients. And if we kept reading, a lot of these ingredients we don't necessarily recognize and we cannot purchase them at the store. So another red flag. And then lastly is the idea that this cereal is nourishing, but yet it has 5 different types of sugar. It has sugar as the third ingredient. It has corn syrup. It has brown sugar syrup. It has honey, and it has molasses. So now, do we consider this item nourishing? I would say probably not. So if we compare it to this brand, this is the Food for Life brand, and the ingredients consist of organic sprouted wheat, organic malted barley, organic almonds, organic sprouted barley, millet, lentils, soybeans, spelt, filtered water, and sea salt. So the ingredient list is shorter. It doesn't contain scientific names, and it doesn't contain sugar. So again, the ingredient list itself is telling us about the quality of the products. Putting aside the calories, putting aside how much fat is in it, how much protein is in it, this specific item is providing us with better quality ingredients. So now let's move on to bread. Here we have the Pepperidge Farm 15 grain bread. And so again, I'm gonna go straight to the ingredient list. So we have whole wheat flour, water, sugar, wheat gluten, sunflower seeds, wheat berries, yeast, and then contains 2% or less of oats, soybean oil, pearl barley, rye, and the list goes on. Very long list, again, okay? And some of these, the scientific names, certain oils, okay? So just by looking at the ingredient list, we already know probably not the best quality product. If we look at the nutrition facts label, for every 2 slices, we would be consuming 140 calories. So pretty low. So for every slice, we would be consuming 70 calories, 1.5 grams of fat. So we're dividing everything by 2, 12 grams of carbohydrates, 3.5 grams of protein. So not a bad product, but always go to the ingredient list first. Now, if we take a look at this bread, this is the Base Culture brand. The ingredients consist of water, eggs, almond flour, golden flaxseed meal, arrowroot flour, psyllium husk powder, almond flour, apple cider vinegar, sea salt, and baking soda. So very simple. The more simple an ingredient list, the better quality you're likely to get from a product. And the same concept here. The calories are a little bit higher, the grams of fat is higher. The total carbohydrate, I don't believe is higher. In this case, it is not higher. And the grams of protein is a little bit higher, not much of a difference there. But as far as quality is concerned, I would definitely go with the Base Culture brand over the Pepperidge Farm. So overall, it's important to keep in mind that the nutrition facts label does not tell you the whole story. The ingredient list, however, does give you an idea of the quality of the ingredients. And the reason why we want to take a look at quality is because whatever we're putting into our mouths is going to affect the gut bacteria in our digestive system. When we are consistently consuming processed foods or processed ingredients, that then increases the probability of us having bacteria in our gut that isn't helping in regards to our health, whether we're not absorbing nutrients appropriately, whether we aren't feeling as satisfied, satiated as we usually do. So there's certain things, certain roles that the bacteria have in our digestive system that kind of play a part in our overall health. But if we're not taking care of our digestive system, which starts with the type of foods that we're consuming, then it's going to affect or trickle down to other areas in our health. And then lastly, always make sure to read the ingredient list before reading the nutrition facts label. In fact, I would encourage a lot of my patients to not read the nutrition facts label unless you have maybe hypertension and you want to control the amount of sodium that you're consuming, or maybe you are wanting to control blood sugars, let's say, and you want to make sure how much carbohydrate or sugar is in an item. Those are maybe some of the reasons why you look into the nutrition facts label. But if we're just talking generally, then I would just focus on the ingredient list. So hopefully with this information, it gives you a better idea as to the reason why it's not necessary to focus so much on the nutrition facts label, but it is important to focus on the quality of the ingredients. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at nutrition@myfunctionalbites.com. Check out my website at www.myfunctionalbites.com. Follow me on social media at Functional Bites. And if you like this video, click on the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. We'll take a look at what ingredients you should be avoiding. Okay, I'll see you then.